Australia, a nation renowned for its unique wildlife, stunning landscapes, and laid-back lifestyle. But what many may not know is that this captivating country has a rich history dating back thousands of years. In today's video, we are going to take you on a wild ride through time, exploring the epic journey of Australia from its prehistoric origins to its modern complexities. So buckle up and get ready to discover the untold stories that have shaped this extraordinary nation. If you're new here, I'm your guide to the world's most captivating stories. Our platform brings history to life through engaging narratives and stunning visuals. Subscribe now if you're as excited about exploring the past as we are. Let's embark on this extraordinary journey together. Before we dive into the heart of the matter, allow me to introduce myself. Cave paintings, rock engravings, and other forms of artwork depict animals, ancestral beings, and everyday life, providing invaluable insights into the spiritual beliefs and daily existence of these ancient cultures. The concept of Dreamtime is central to their belief system. Dreamtime encompasses the creation stories, ancestral beings, and the spiritual connection between the land and its people. It's a time when ancestral beings are believed to have shaped the landscape, creating mountains, rivers, and other natural features. Aboriginal people have maintained a strong connection to their ancestral lands, practicing sustainable hunting and gathering techniques, and preserving their cultural heritage for generations. Some of the most famous examples of Aboriginal art can be found at sites such as Kakadu National Park and the Kimberley region of Western Australia. They developed sophisticated tools made from stone, bone, and wood, which they used for hunting, gathering, and other daily tasks. However, it was the British who would have the most significant impact on the course of Australian history. His voyage marked the beginning of a new chapter in Australian history and set the stage for British colonization. These tragic events resulted in the loss of millions of lives and a profound impact on the cultural fabric of Aboriginal society. Despite these challenges, the resilience of Aboriginal culture is truly remarkable. The newcomers brought with them European diseases to which the Aboriginal people had no immunity, resulting in devastating epidemics that decimated their ranks. Additionally, the British claimed the land for the Crown and began dispossessing the Aboriginal people of their lands, forcing them into a marginal position within their own homeland. The introduction of new agricultural practices, industries, and trade networks led to economic growth and the development of towns and cities. Known as the Frontier Wars, these violent confrontations resulted in the displacement and dispossession of indigenous populations. Tragically, an estimated 90% of the Aboriginal population was lost during this period due to a combination of disease, warfare, and violence. European settlement also brought about profound changes to the environment, including the introduction of invasive species and the clearing of land for agriculture. Many of them chose to stay in Australia, establishing themselves as free settlers and contributing to the growth of the colonies. Others, however, longed for their home country and eventually made the journey back to Europe. The influx of new settlers further transformed the social and economic landscape of the colonies. This multiculturalism enriched the cultural fabric of Australia and contributed to its diversity. The vastness of the continent, its unique wildlife, and the experiences of those who had settled there contributed to the formation of a unique Australian culture. The movement for Indigenous rights gained momentum as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples fought for recognition of their land rights and cultural heritage. The 1967 referendum, which allowed for the inclusion of Aboriginal people in the census. Its economy is a significant player in global trade and its quality of life remains high. However, challenges such as climate change, environmental protection, and the ongoing need for social and economic justice continue to shape the nation's future. And the 1990 Tamabo decision, which overturned the legal principle of terra nullius, were significant milestones in this journey. If so, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and join us on this epic journey through time. Together, let's keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep marveling at the extraordinary history that has shaped our world. Australians fought bravely in conflicts around the globe, contributing to the Allied efforts and shaping the outcome of these wars. From the earliest days of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples to its journey towards becoming a modern, diverse nation, Australia's story continues to captivate and inspire. The story of Australia is one that continues to evolve and shape the world stage. The war experiences had a profound impact on Australian society, shaping its national identity and leaving a lasting legacy on those who served. The First Fleet, consisting of 11 ships carrying convicts, Marines, and a small number of free settlers, arrived in Sydney Cove in January of that year. Captain Arthur Phillip was in command of the fleet, and he was tasked with establishing the colony. This marked a significant step in the country's history and laid the foundation for the modern nation. Convicts were typically sentenced to transportation for various crimes, including theft, burglary, and political offenses. Life for convicts in Australia was hard and dangerous. They faced harsh working conditions, inadequate housing, and the threat of punishment from the guards. Many convicts struggled to adapt to the unfamiliar landscape and the challenges of a new environment. The oral traditions, art forms, and spiritual practices have been passed down through generations, ensuring the survival of their cultural heritage. The use of fire was an essential part of their lifestyle, and they employed fire stick farming techniques to manage the landscape and promote the growth of certain plants and animals. As the ice melted, these bridges disappeared, leaving Australia as an isolated continent. Over millennia, Aboriginal communities flourished across the vast landscape, each group developing their own distinct language, customs, and art forms. Now let's dive into the mesmerizing past of Australia. Now let us turn back the clock and delve into the prehistoric times when Australia was a land teeming with ancient wonders. Their presence on the continent predates any other known culture, making them among the world's oldest continuous living cultures. These indigenous Australians developed complex societies with intricate social structures and belief systems that were deeply connected to the land. For at least 50,000 to 65,000 years, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples were the first peoples of Australia. The Aboriginal people are believed to have arrived in Australia via land bridges that once connected the mainland to Southeast Asia during the last ice age. Aboriginal art is renowned for its breathtaking beauty and cultural significance. One of the most fascinating aspects of Aboriginal culture is their deep knowledge and respect for the land. Aboriginal Australians were also skilled hunters and gatherers, with a deep understanding of the local flora and fauna. Unfortunately, with the arrival of European settlers, Aboriginal populations faced a tragic decline due to diseases brought from Europe, as well as violent conflicts known as the Frontier Wars. Today, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples continue to be an integral part of Australian society, advocating for their rights, protecting their cultural heritage, and sharing their rich traditions with the wider community. With our journey through ancient Australia complete, it is time to turn the page and explore the era that saw the arrival of European explorers and the subsequent colonization of the continent. The first Europeans to make their way to Australia were the Portuguese, followed by the Dutch, who established a number of settlements along the northern coast. In 1770, Captain James Cook, a British explorer, became the first European to circumnavigate New Zealand and land on the east coast of Australia. In 1788, the British government decided to establish a penal colony in Australia as a solution to the overcrowding of prisons in Britain. The establishment of the penal colony had a profound impact on the Indigenous population. Over the next 180 years, more than 162,000 convicts were transported to Australia, with the majority being sent to the penal colonies of Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth. Despite the hardships, some convicts were able to secure pardons or purchase their freedom after serving their sentences. The period of British colonization was marked by significant transformations in Australia. As European settlement expanded, conflicts with the Aboriginal people intensified. In the mid-19th century, Australia experienced a series of gold rushes that attracted thousands of immigrants from China, Ireland, and other parts of Europe. As the 19th century progressed, the Australian colonies began to develop a sense of national identity distinct from their British roots. By the end of the 19th century, the Australian colonies were on the path to federation, laying the foundation for the modern nation of Australia. In 1901, the 6 Australian colonies united to form the Commonwealth of Australia. The early 20th century saw Australia play pivotal roles in both World War I and World War II. Post-war immigration policies aimed at diversifying the population and stimulating economic growth led to a significant increase in the number of migrants from Asia, Europe, and other regions. In the late 20th century, Australia grappled with issues related to social justice and equality. Furthermore, the year 2008 marked a turning point when Prime Minister Kevin Rudd delivered an apology on behalf of the Australian government for the mistreatment of the stolen generations, a profound step towards reconciliation. As we approach the 21st century, Australia stands as a modern, multicultural nation. The debate surrounding Australia's constitutional recognition of its first inhabitants and the movement for a referendum to remove the monarchy and establish a republic are prominent issues that reflect the evolving nature of Australian society. Australia's history is a rich and complex tapestry woven with threads of ancient Indigenous cultures, colonial encounters, economic growth, social change, and environmental challenges. As we reflect on the remarkable journey of Australia, we are reminded of the continent's enduring spirit, its capacity for change, and its potential to address the challenges that lie ahead. We hope you enjoyed this whirlwind tour through Australia's past. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.